respond to the question about how uncomfortable the youth of 1976 was and how comfortable the youth of 2018 is. I think we are misunderstanding what freedom is. Freedom is not, there's a quote that says, freedom is not a privilege, but it's a responsibility. So with freedom comes responsibility. With freedom, freedom takes away the excuse why you did not perform. So sometimes as the youth, we live as if we have no responsibility or we are accountable to nobody. But you are accountable to your children and your children's children. So it's a sad thing that the youth lives as though they are not free, because you guys have freedom, you guys have so much privilege, you guys have so much access, and then there shall come a time where you need to answer to a generation that comes after you, and you will have to tell them what did you do with the responsibility that you were given. So responsibility also means how do you respond? You know, how do you respond to the opportunity that is given unto you? So you live in a free society, you live in a generation of knowledge, you live in a generation that is technologically advanced. The world has become a global village. There's nothing that you can say I cannot access. But with all the things that you are given, what is it that you do? So it is very important that as the youth, you free yourself from things that have nothing to do with your days of youth. You free yourself from relationships and sexual activity, because you guys entangle yourself with things like boyfriends and girlfriends. You find a person at school, but you have so many problems which have nothing to do with school. You are burdened with relationships. You become parents before time, because we cannot say parents. Somebody was saying our parents are not teaching us how to be political, but then how did the parents of 1976 raise their kids? They raised them as responsible people, but they had to choose an expression. What is your response in the generation that you are living in? I don't think Mandela's mother taught him how to be political. Mandela's mom never taught him how to be political, but Mandela's mom raised a leader in him. It was Mandela's responsibility to choose an expression, to say, when I see this injustice happen, how do I respond to that? So you guys have a responsibility. There's a problem when you become a parent before time. Because when you become a parent before time, you don't even have the ability to raise the child that you are raising. And the child becomes an irresponsible youth because he was not taught. So when the baton is handed over, not only do they give you privilege, they give you responsibility. You are handed over principles, you are handed over a value system. So what they did, they just didn't do, in space. They did because of the discipline they had, the principles they held, the values that they applied. So the reason why we cannot sustain anything as the youth of today is because we want to be given over a business. You want your father to leave you a business, but you don't want your father to teach you the principles that supported the business to the state it is when he gives it over. So we cannot just take over the government or leadership. We must also open ourselves to say, teach us the principles that you employ to that sustained you to be the kind of leaders that you are. So we need to separate ourselves as the youth to say we are not at the stage where we can engage sexually. We are young people. Let us be worried about the things of the youth. Let us leave the things that are not of youth aside. Then we will become relevant, and we will have the responsibility. We will act as we are supposed to act. So I think We need to free ourselves from this syndrome of blaming somebody. You know, they are not here. Let's say they are not here.
They are not here.
Yeah, we are here. So we cannot say they did this, they did that. They are not here. They are not responsible for your life. You are responsible for your life. You need to take what is given to you and use it and preserve it and make it better so that you can pass it to the generation that comes. So freedom is not a privilege, it's a responsibility. What and how will you answer the generation that comes after you? What will you say you did in your time?
Can I just